Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a great topic for today's show in which it is some of the things that people are saying about the closures of many prisons. Now, before we get into that topic, I just want to stipulate something. Some of the reasons why so many prisons are closing down. Um, there are many prisons out there throughout the United States that have been abandoned, completely abandoned for many, 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 many years. So government officials are saying, we don't need it. Let's get rid of it. We're not using it. Let's get rid of it. So they're finally closing those abandoned buildings down. And then that way, that saves the government a lot of money, number one. Number two, that property, once those abandoned buildings are broken down, more housing can be built up on that property. Maybe some businesses can be built up for the community, or whatever. So that's part of the reason why so many prisons are closing down. Now, you also have many sections of prisons that are closing down because many prisons have not been kept up to par and have been causing health issues for many people. And, if there's certain sections of prisons that have been abandoned for a long time, they don't need those sections anymore. If they're not being used, if the building is not kept up to par, so things have got to be fixed or just let go. And so that's another reason why they're closing many sections of prisons down too. So now let's get right into the topic of today's show about what many people are saying about the closures of many prisons and stuff. I've been hearing so many people saying that if the prisons are run down, who cares? Let them all die. They're just prisoners and stuff like that. They all deserve to die. Who cares about them? Why should taxpayers have to pay for the coddling of prisoners? They already get 3 hots and a cot. They get a gym. They get cable TV. Why should we have to improve prisons? They're supposed to be doing hard time in prisons. Many people have been saying the United States is the only country that coddles their prisoners and stuff. In other countries, they let the prisoners rot in cells that are and rotten prisons that are run down and everything. And that's the way the United States should treat all their prisoners. Now, here's the thing. Okay. Now, I just explained to you why many prisons are closing down and why many parts of prisons are closing down. Now, here's the thing. Why many government officials are trying to improve the prisons that are run down and not kept up to par, in which many of those, those prisons that have many prisoners inside there. The prisons that have prisoners and workers inside there, many of those prisons have not been kept up to par, and many people have been getting sick, especially the workers. Okay, now, even though many people in the society are saying, let the building collapse, let them all die, let all the prisoners die inside there, whatever else have you, you're not looking at one other fact. Okay, there are many innocent people in there too, like the workers. Okay, the guards that are in there, they're just trying to do their job. And then once their workday is done, they just want to go home to their families. Now, if those prisons that they work in are not kept up to par, and if it's causing health problems, especially to the workers, those workers don't want to get sick and then go home to their families with being sick and then possibly make their family members sick and stuff like that. So government has to get those buildings, those prisons up to par, so that way everyone can be there being healthy. Like, just like when anybody goes to their job, they don't want to go to their job to get sick, you know. Um, so the buildings have to be kept up to par, so it doesn't cause health issues, especially to the workers, you know. So you have to look at the big picture too. And just for humanity reasons, you know, um, uh, those prisoners are doing their time. Okay, no matter what, but those buildings have to be kept up to par because everybody deserves to still be healthy. Okay, especially the workers. Especially the workers. Those guards put their lives on the line every day watching those prisoners. And they just want to do their job and then go home to their families, just like every other worker does. So they deserve to be treated with kindness as well. So, like I said, you got to look at the broader picture. And then if those prisons are kept up to par, right? Those sections that have not been used, that have not been kept up to par, if they are brought up to par, and if they get used and stuff, maybe they can use that, for, I don't know, maybe like a library or something else. Who knows? But I don't know. But anyways, I just wanted to mention that because there are many prisoners. I'm not saying all of them, but there are many prisoners that do want, to be rehabilitated and stuff. And we got to be fair to them too. They just want to do the right thing and do their time, and then, and whatever. So, maybe that other room could be made for something for them, But anyways, there's a lot of people out there that are saying, why should the taxpayers' money have to pay for all this stuff and coddling the prisoners even more? They already get 3 meals and a bed and a roof over their head and cable TV and a gym and whatever. And even though I understand what they're saying, right, but the buildings still have to be kept up to par for health reasons, especially for the workers there. So, regardless of how people feel about the prisoners or whatever, you also got to think about the workers there too, that are just trying to do their job and then go home to their families, and they don't want to go to work to get sick. No worker wants to go to their jobs to get sick. So you got to think about that too. So, but anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. And the link to there is awldny.com. Again, the link to there is awldny.com. And you guys can check out all the products on there. And all the products that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. And I also wanted to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. And you guys could check out all the pages on there. On the home page of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products and they're up for sale on there. And also on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the links to the 2 books that I wrote. And if you follow those links, you guys could check out both of my books, and you guys can also purchase both of my books as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.